now shift the conversation to a few quick fire questions, another opportunity for us to get to know you a little bit better. And I would love to start off with this question. If you were to write a biography today, what would the title be about your journey thus far?
Crumbs. Biography, that's a tall ask. Unfinished. That would be the title. There's still so much to do. There's so much to get done still, and I think I feel like we're only at the beginning, even if it's 18 years in Investec. But yeah, I'd say unfinished. The other one, I'm not going to say on air, but it's getting stuff done. But I wouldn't have said stuff. I'll leave that to your imagination.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's look at this one. What makes the Sunshine Ladies Tour so incredibly unique?
I'd say the obvious is that it's for ladies.
Yes.
It's run by women, for women. It gives hope and dreams to the young and aspiring professional golfers and professional sportswomen in this country. You know, it's the power of possibilities. It's a fantastic partnership, and every single person I've met on the Sunshine Ladies Tour is working towards the same goal of elevating women's sport in South Africa.
As we are talking about the golfers, I'd love to put you on the spot right now. Name 3 of your favorite golfers.
Oh, crumbs. I mean, you know, we've just had the Masters, and I can't help but be a Tiger Woods fan. I mean, I just am a Tiger fan, and I see his son playing, and I'm just like, that's just a great story. I'm also a Sally Little fan, and I mean, these are now golfers. She's a golfer of old, but I mean, she is just a phenomenal human being, and I work with her really closely on the Sunshine Ladies Tour, and I think she is Sally Little, the legend. But I'm obviously a fan of our sponsored golfers.
Ah, all right. Now, talking about your sponsored golfers, we would love to get to know them a little bit from your side. Describe some of the South African female golfers who are part of the investment golf portfolio.
So we currently sponsor 4 professional golfers, female professional golfers on the circuit. It's Lejeanne Luthwaite, Nicole Garcia, Stacey Bregman, and we've just recently signed our new rising star, 𝗀ecie𝗵𝗋𝗆. And I call them the Dream Team. In fact, I must change our WhatsApp group to the Dream Team. They really are just an incredible bunch of professional women. It's a pleasure to work with them. And it's not just me saying that. Our agency say that anyone who gets to work with them, if we're making a video piece, if our clients meet them at pro-ams and professional golf tournaments, without doubt, the feedback comes and just go, what an amazing, genuinely nice bunch of ladies you've got on your, in your sponsorship stable. So, you know, they're professional, well-rounded athletes. They are at the top of their game. They make us proud. They make South Africa proud. I mean, what more can I say about them?
They're simply incredible.
That they are.
Beautiful. Now, if you had to compete in any ladies European Tour event, anyone that you can imagine, which one would you choose?
Sure. You know, I always make a joke with our golfers to say that I'm going to give up my job. I'm going to become their tour manager. Because let me tell you, when they leave South Africa and they go and play the ladies European circuit overseas, and I watch them and I'm like, you are in the most incredible places in the world doing what you absolutely love. I mean, you're living the dream. I thought I was living the dream, but they tipped me on that one. One that they speak a lot about, and they always say you must come to this one. So I'd probably say it's the Evian Championship or the Lacoste Ladies Open. Now, both of them are held in France. I don't know if it's a French thing or it's just, you know, the way they treat the ladies and the beautiful courses and the tournaments that they roll out. They really, really look like they are incredible.
So France is most certainly the place to be.
Why not?
Beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about some of the countries that you've had an opportunity to go and visit and to explore and to maybe possibly have a few adventures in these particular countries. Which country would you say had the most memorable cultural experience?
That is an interesting one. I think at my age, I've fortunately been to a few, but I think the one that's living top of mind where I want to go back to, and I keep saying I need to go back there, is Greece. But for different reasons. You know, you kind of think it's, oh, beautiful island, of course, who doesn't want to go to Greece? But in 2019, so just the year before lockdown, I went on a yoga retreat to a very, very small island called 𝗀𝗃𝗃. And I went with a group of ladies I'd never met. I'd signed up and thought, this is what I'm going to do. I need a little bit of a break. I need some time out. It was all about, breathing, meditation, yoga, being centered, on this beautiful, magnificent postcard, picture-perfect postcard island. I think there's only 12 inhabitants that live there all year round. The rest of the people only come in during the holidays. So really, really small, like lots of long walks, rich culture. Met a great bunch of ladies that I was with, and the locals. You kind of become part of their family in a very short week. We've all remained friends, so it remains it's a good memory for me, and one that I'd certainly like to do again.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing those beautiful memories. Now, I would love to focus on, since Investec has been part of the Sunshine Ladies Tour, which year would you say had the best highlights for the South African Women's Open?
Oh, easy, hands down this year, 2022, the watershed year for women's sports as a whole. But I mean, this year was incredible. I told you about the Pro-Am and the horrendous weather we had. That continued for the 4 days of the tournament. I mean, Cape Town was at her worst. I mean, she's beautiful, but wow, she didn't love us this year. So we had torrential rains. We had those horrendous winds. It felt like sub-zero temperature conditions. So it was tough. It was a championship course. It was magnificent at Steenberg, but the weather conditions were horrendous. I mean, every golfer who was interviewed kept saying how horrendous it was. And I was like, oh, of course, the day after that, it was the most beautiful weather. But so without a doubt, and I mean, it was, we've elevated it year on year. We've got a long-standing relationship and partnership with the Sunshine Ladies Tour. We not only offer the highest prize purse in Southern Africa at the moment, but a South African one. I mean, could you not script it even better than that? For a South African to win the South African National Open is such a point of pride. She came in at Leanne Pace. She came in on a grueling 6-hole playoff. I mean, it was, you can't script that either. I mean, it was, she was 7 points under going in on the final day. We didn't even think a South African would make it onto the board. And here she comes in with her professionalism. We went an hour, 54 minutes past the time that we should have had prize giving. It was all on live TV. And they played the hole and they went back up, and they played the hole and they went back up. I mean, it was golf at its finest. You couldn't have asked for more. So I mean, in the freezing cold, in this torrential, horrible weather, that's what golf dreams are made of. And that is just what women's golf, to showcase that it is celebrated equally as the men's golf. It was so exciting.
Oh, so beautiful. And I think for us as sports lovers, we just love having these incredibly epic moments, like moments that you can tell stories about for years to come. So that's absolutely beautiful as well. Now, working on the Investec Super Rugby and the Investec Rugby Championship portfolios is part of your career highlights. I mean, some of the things that you have achieved thus far. Name some of your other memorable moments, especially in your career.
Yeah, so look, I mean, Super Rugby, the Investec Super Rugby, Investec Rugby Championship. I mean, when I took over sponsorships, I thought I'd actually just landed. I mean, I couldn't believe that this was going to be my job, that I was going to have rugby in my portfolio. I've mentioned that I'm a rugby fan. My dad was a rugby fan. We were brought up with rugby. So that was just incredible. And being able to work with the likes of the New Zealand Rugby Union, which is an incredibly professional federation, and then having access to the All Blacks. I mean, if you can't get the Springboks, then you get the All Blacks. So let's go with second best. As a South African, we'll take them as second best. But we really had some incredible memories that were made through rugby and the activations that we were able to do. There was also an incredible moment for South Africa. We were in New Zealand, in Wellington, when we won 16 all in July 2019. We were in the stands. It was such a proud moment for South Africa. I mean, okay, it wasn't a win, it was a draw, but it felt like we'd won.
It's a victory. It's a victory. We claim it as a victory.
We take it as a victory. Yankees went over in that final last second of the game. I mean, the stadium went wild. And you were in New Zealand. It was the New Zealanders that went wild. We all went wild. So, so to be able to witness that is just incredible. We'd actually, speaking of leveraging sponsorships and rugby, we had a client competition where we took clients over to New Zealand to watch this game. So again, I mean, if we'd lost, it would have been a really somber evening. I mean, to win 16 all is amazing. And we had taken some friends that we've made over the years through rugby. Victor Matfield, Cindy Paluta, Maps Mapanyani. So they came with us as influencers, and we took our clients and their spouses across. We met the players, and we created video content with them, and our clients were involved with that. Like the day before a Super Rugby match, you actually like with the captain and the top players in the team. We went to the captain's run, and we watched that sort of the day before. The cherry on top was they actually took us with our partnership, and through that sponsorship, they took all of us onto the field, and we walked around like heroes. We were waving at the fans, walking on the field, and then we sat sideline for the haka. We were like famous people. We sat on the side of the field. The haka went, right in front of us. It was just an incredible experience. So never, ever, ever in my life will I forget that.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Now, those are memories that you'll tell your grandchildren. I'm certain about that. You're locked onto the Sport MBT Insider, a podcast for unrelenting coverage of women in sport. Coming up this Friday, our athletes, coaches, and administrators answer the questions that you have always wondered about. If you haven't sent through your questions yet, just slide into our DMs, tell us your name, where you're from, and leave your questions, and we will make sure that we ask them. Keep it locked onto Sport MBT, where we celebrate women in sport.